You do not seek an alliance. You seek a throne.
You will live to regret this, old man. He's dead? You will pay for this with your life.
War of the Rohirrim. I'm probably butchering that name to high heaven, but it's better than being a gluttonous, corrupt man vying for the throne, like this idiot is. I don't even remember his name. He simply walks into the throne room of King Hercules, all high and mighty, gives a little speech about Merida, the king's daughter, being married, and then pushes his son, Wolf, to marry her, as if this doesn't immediately show off his intentions. King Hercules is not having any of this. One of his two eldest sons is going to have the throne, not Wolf. Things devolve a little bit as King Hercules and our politician here go at it until...
He's dead?
And that's that. After a single punch, this fight is over and our politician is dead. So, Wolf vows vengeance on King Hercules, and sets out to build himself an army and completely destroy the king's legacy. He won't be satisfied just seeing the king dead. That's the basic idea of this movie. And once the war hits, it hits hard and it hits fast. Shown off from Merida's viewpoint, we get to see her father and two brothers go off into battle, as she stays behind to stay safe, along with the rest of the subjects. And she does, for the most part. But we all know Merida. Wild, free, needs to be a princess, but would rather be out fighting and playing with the boys. A little bit immature, but when the war starts, she has to grow and step up as a leader for her people. It's her entire journey, and it's done very well. In a time when these kinds of characters are...
What'd you do?
I bypassed the compressor.
I can say Merida here is not them. She's not the most physically capable, but her wits and companions help her out through some of the more rough areas of this movie. King Hercules, for all of his flaws, is a great character. He goes from this high and mighty, arrogant king to realizing just how much his arrogance can cost him. I just really enjoyed where they took his character. Same with Wolf as the antagonist. I do have to note some of his plans and actions take a little bit of suspension of disbelief, but this story isn't about him and his revenge plot. He's here to push our main characters into being better, and for that, he does a great job. The biggest issue with this movie, though, Wolf's revenge story revolves around a single punch. Was it a justified punch? Yes, it was, but it feels unsatisfying. It wasn't this big blowout fight between the king and the politician. It wasn't this super evil man killing just to kill. It wasn't the king needing to kill the politician for one reason or another. It was simply an accident. But maybe that's where the true tragedy of this movie comes into play. And yes, this is set in the Lord of the Rings universe. Yes, there are references and callbacks to the original movies. Most of it is pretty overt. You'd have to know nothing about the franchise to miss them. And some seem just kind of thrown in here for fans of the franchise, regardless of if they work the best or not. That being said, it doesn't change anything about the movie or take anything away from it. Plus, most of it is relegated to the end of the movie, so it doesn't really pose an issue. And for fans of the franchise, it just adds another positive to this movie. I could go in here and nitpick a few things as well. The amount of narration in this movie gets a little bit much at times. The logic leaps you have to make are there as well. But nonetheless, this is a wonderful story that's worth going to see in theaters. Simple idea, a revenge story as old as time, but it works. And considering how bad the movies this year have been, you could do a lot worse than this one.